What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. If you're brand new, my name is Matt Wacek, founder of Launchpreneurship. It's basically a big community of outdoor service business owners who come on here, talk shop, and we overall help each other grow, start, manage, all that type of stuff when it comes to outdoor service companies. So, a little bit of story about me, background. I started my lawn landscape snow company called MJW Landscape Contracting back in 2011 with nothing but my laptop. Grew it to multiple six figures over the course of about 5 years. And at the very beginning, I was going to school for horticulture at that point in time, and then sold it to pursue my digital marketing agency, which is my primary business now. And I own this community here known as Launchpreneurship. So, what I want to talk about today, and I'll link down below to the whole story. And by the way, if you like videos like this, be sure to go down below and hit that subscribe button and hit the bell for notifications, so that way you know when all these videos are uploaded here to the channel. But anyway, what I want to talk about today seems to be a hot topic, and so many are just really, really short-sighted, and I hate to see that when it comes to business, because I get it. I totally understand why this topic is prevalent. That is the subject of ditching out on maintenance. Screw that. Let's go do just landscape installs. Let's do 50 grand a week, and I totally understand why. Because big money, big checks, big equipment, doing big projects, that's all really, really, really cool. And at one point, my business revenue was 62% install, 18% snow, and 20% lawn maintenance. That is not very good in terms, and there's the one big reason is because it kills the value of your company in the future. Yes, you'll have equipment to be able to sell, and if you buy a shop, you have that, an office, and personnel and systems that go along with all that, and that has value too. But from a recurring revenue standpoint, you have none. You just have commerce type transactions. They're not worth very much when it comes time to sell. Look at why Amazon created Amazon Prime. It's not because they wanted to give you super cheap shipping. It's because they knew people would pay just $75 a year to have access to it, and then they feel they need to spend even more money. And this actually it applies to me too, because you want to get your money's worth out of that subscription. But basically, that added a recurring revenue stream for them, a predictable income, which to a company that's buying, or a person that's buying your company, they don't want to, or they don't value, they place a lot more value on having customers already paying for services, so that way it's literally just turnkey. You don't have to go and acquire more and more and more customers in order to keep the business going. Yes, is a good combination to do both, abso-freaking-lutely. But the problem is that when you just ditch out on that, you just said goodbye to your recurring revenue stream. So again, long-term value is screwed up. Look at why QuickBooks, for another example, or any software that you use, whether it's like HostGator, well, that's not the greatest example. Okay, so we'll go to QuickBooks. Look at why QuickBooks went from a desktop software that you would purchase, and it was like $100 one time. Look at why they are now doing like $12 a month for their online service, whatever. And then you can also get updates and all that type of cool stuff. So there's more features to it. But that increases their recurring revenue versus just a one and done transaction where then the person buys it and then they might not ever get another sale from them again, or it's really hard to predict when the next sale may come in. So that is the primary reason. The other reason that you do not want to ditch out on mowing or any recurring service, so this could be snow, whether it's generally monthly recurring. So that's a whole other subject for another story. But anyway, the reason that you want to do it is, say, and this happened to me a few times with my business, and let's say something went wrong on a landscape installation project, and pretty soon it doesn't take much to, I mean, you could hit a fence and you could have an employee. This didn't happen to me, but an employee could hit a house or a building or a car, or you could hit a gas line. It could be very expensive if it was marked and you hit it, or I mean, there's so many different variables that can go into things where, and scenarios, I should say, where things go wrong, and you could very well lose money on the job, or you could barely break even, or you could even pay money out of your own pocket to get that job done when it comes to paying your guys to be out there and the material, whatever is needed. And that's a very real situation. It's also a very bad situation to be in, because you were counting on that extra money to be sitting there so that way you can cover your other expenses, whether it's paying your salaries or paying your suppliers or truck payments or whatever. And that money just had to be spent on extra material to get a job done because you don't want an angry customer. That's bad. Don't do that. Don't skip out on a job or anything like that, because then you're going to have a bad situation on your hands. But not that happened to me. It actually did occur with a company that was based in Minnesota. They just disappeared and all their money went away, and big news story and all that type of stuff about it. And I believe there was like court cases or whatever, but basically you just lost out all that money, then you can't pay your other bills. Whereas if you still had maintenance accounts, and say you just did them one day out of the week, you did them on Mondays or Fridays or whatever, and you do landscape installations the rest of the week. That's what I did for a little bit of time in the very beginning when it was just me and one or two other guys. Then you have that money coming in every single month. And obviously, yes, customers may not pay, whatever. That's why you have them on auto pay with credit cards. Then you don't have to worry too much about that. But that money is always there coming in every single month throughout the season. So if something like that does happen, you have a peace of mind and you don't have to worry that, oh, we just lost our freaking butt on this job. How are we gonna pay our bills? How are we gonna pay the guys? How are we gonna do all this stuff? And or I mean, there could be other situations where you say you bid the job wrong. There was one job back in 2013 that I just used the standard pricing for hardscape materials, a freestanding wall and patio, and the material cost ended up being like $10 more a square foot than it should have been, or something ridiculous, really overpriced product, and I didn't even know it. So we basically worked for free just to get it done, and yes, the customer's happy and all that type of stuff, but nothing ever, there's no recurring services on the back end of that either. But when that stuff happens, like that point in time, I was very, very, very thankful that I had mowing routes set up and was able to still get all the bills paid, still have money, still have salaries and all that stuff, and be able to not be dead broke and totally screwed, canoe or up the pile without a canoe or whatever that saying is. So, bottom line, ditching out on recurring services is really, really dumb. I know it sucks. $35 a mowing service, and it takes you, I mean, 10 mowing jobs, you only make $350 after you pay your guys to be out there, after you pay for your equipment. The margins are tight, but as your business grows, I mean, we're talking big levels, 50 employees or more, the margins are relatively the same across the industry for the most part, I mean, within 5 to 10%. But anyways, it's not sexy to be out mowing or have guys out mowing and doing all that stuff. But just know in the future, your future self will definitely thank you, because you have that money coming in, whether it's a job that goes wrong or you want to sell your company and you actually have recurring revenue. The guys that are doing 70 grand in a couple weeks or whatever it is that they're doing, that is great. That's absolutely great. However, I like peace of mind. I prefer reducing my stress level so that way at least I know things are handled. And that way you don't have to worry. You have all the money coming in that you could ever need because you have maintenance and all those other services that are recurring and predictable. So anyways, going on a rant a little bit with that, but I was really just bugged at the fact that, I was annoyed at the fact that someone's saying to ditch out on doing maintenance when it's a perfectly viable solution. And is it going to set the world on fire with margins? No, it's not. But it's going to give you peace of mind. You don't have to continually be out there chasing new work once you have a full route. And if that covers all your overhead, including your landscape installation equipment, that's a pretty good spot to be, because then your landscape installations are almost like bonuses in a way. So anyways, if you like videos like this, be sure to go down below and hit that subscribe button and hit the bell for notifications, so that way you know when all these videos are uploaded here to the channel. My name is Matt Wacek, founder of Launchpreneurship. If you have any questions, leave a comment down below. Maybe I'll answer. If it's some dumb, hateful, ignorant comment, I will probably put an emoji and laugh, because it's honestly what I'll do, because you're wasting your time. Go out and get to work. If you're someone that's leaving hateful comments all the time, you're wasting your time for sure. So anyway, be sure to go down below and let me know what you think of this video. So we'll see you in the next one.